Hello, Year 4. This is still me, Teacher Girly, and welcome to this week's grammar session. Now, we'll be starting off with a Unit 2, specifically on future real conditional. Now, to learn more about this, let's all pay attention and watch to this video.
Hello. Today, I'm going to talk to you about future conditionals or future conditional sentences. First, what do I mean when I say conditional? Conditionals are sentences that use if to introduce a certain condition. So if this condition, then this result. There's two ways we could do this. We could have if plus a subject and verb, and when I have that, we put a comma after the if part of the sentence. I could also have a subject and verb, or a main clause, and then the if part at the end of the sentence. In that situation, no comma is necessary. So, when I say future conditionals, what I'm talking about is if this condition in the future, then this result. Let's look at an example. If I have time, I will watch TV this evening. So, if this condition, if I have time, this will be the result. I will watch TV this evening. So, we use the future condition, of course, for future events, but these are for things that are likely or possible to happen. If it's something that's very unlikely or an impossible situation, then we use a different form of conditional, which you can find in the playlist that accompanies this video. But for future conditionals, we have if plus a present tense and then a future tense. When I say a present tense, it could be present simple, or maybe present progressive, or present perfect. And for future, it could be future simple or future progressive. And of course, we could have if towards the bottom of the sentence, so we could have the future and then if plus a present tense. Let's look at some examples. If the teacher gives a test this afternoon, I will fail it. This is a sentence. It starts with if and then present simple. If the teacher gives a test. Because I have if at the beginning of the sentence, then I have a comma after that part of the sentence. And then I have the future. I will fail it. Now, here we see the failing test. And then the student's taking the test. I will fail the test if the teacher gives it this afternoon. I will fail if the teacher gives it. In this situation, the if part of the sentence, the condition, is at the end of the sentence, so I don't need a comma. If I fail the test, they will kick me out of school. I have if plus present tense and then future in the main clause. I have a comma because if is at the beginning of the sentence. Why don't you try to fill in the verbs for this one? I have two verbs, fail and be. So if the test, my parents angry with me. If I fail the test, my parents will be angry with me. Let's try it again with the verb be and feel. If my parents with me, I sad. If my parents are angry, that's present simple form of the verb be. If my parents are angry with me, I will feel sad. I use the future for the main clause. So today, we've talked about future conditional sentences. So with conditionals, we mean if a certain condition, then this result, and the result is in the future. Okay, but we remember we use present tense for the if part of the sentence. We use this form for things that are likely or possible in the future. I hope that helps you understand a little bit about conditional sentences. Thanks for watching the video, and there's other videos about conditionals in the playlist on my YouTube channel.
So that ends the video. Now, just to emphasize a few terms, we have to discuss here the two main parts of a future real conditional, and that is the condition part and the result part. Now, when you say a condition, it is something that is possible to happen. So a condition similarly mean to a demand or a circumstance. So take for example, um, if you study hard, your parents will buy you something. So it's a demand that you need to fulfill. So in short, a condition is something that you should or you should not do to be able to gain the result. And with regards to that, always remember that a condition always starts with the word if. So if it happens that you will find the condition in the statement, always find the word if first. And then the words after that is the condition in the statement. Okay? So after a condition or before a condition is stated in the sentence, there should be a result. So if it's a demand or a circumstance, there should be something that you gain from it, and that is the result. Now, the result is what you expect to happen after the possibility occur. Sounds familiar, right? Now, what do you recall with something that you expect to happen? It sounds like a prediction, right? The only difference between prediction and result, a prediction statement specifically states a future time indicator while the result don't. So that's the only difference between a prediction and the result. So always remember. Now, if you're going to find the condition in the sentence by finding the word if, now you can find the result by finding the modal verb will, which emphasizes a future tense. Because a result in a statement or in a future real conditional, the result is always in the future tense. Okay? So when does a future conditional becomes real? Or when can the future conditional become a future real conditional? That is when the condition happens in the present. What we will further discuss in these examples. Now, we have here a pattern sentence. So there are only two ways to write a future real conditional. That is result plus condition, which we will tackle in this slide. So result from condition means the future tense is stated first in the sentence. As you can see here, We will travel to these places ourselves. We will travel here indicates a future tense, the word will and the verb travel. So will travel emphasizes a future tense that makes it the result of an action. Now, in finding the condition, as I've made mention earlier, always find the word if. And after ourselves here, you can see if, and that's when the condition begins. So from we will travel to these places ourselves, that is the result. And then from if technology continues to grow, that is your condition. Take note here that the verb in the condition is present tense, continuous. So that's when your future conditional becomes future real conditional, when your condition or when the verb in the condition is in the present, meaning the condition happens today. Okay? So we have here second example of the same pattern. I will walk on the surface of Mars. That is the result. Will walk is in the future or future tense. If I become an astronaut, if is the start of our conditional, and become here is in present tense. So that is the result from condition. The result first, or the future tense first, and then the condition, which starts with the word if. The second pattern is condition plus comma plus result. Okay? So if it's result plus condition, there's no comma. But if the condition starts the sentence, or if the word if is the beginning of the sentence, there should be a comma before the result. So the example here is, if technology continues to grow, as you can see, the start of the sentence is if, which indicates a condition. So the continuous is in the present tense. That makes it a future real conditional. So if technology continues to grow, before the we will is comma here. Okay? So again, if a condition starts a sentence, or if the sentence starts with the word if, there should be a comma before your future tense. Okay? So if technology continues to grow, comma, we will travel to these places. And example number 2, if Wendy gets a telescope, comma, she will search the sky. Okay? So again, always remember for our two patterns, result plus condition, no punctuation mark in the middle. But if the word if starts the sentence, which indicates a condition, there should be a comma before the result. Okay? So for the condition plus comma plus result, it is present tense, something that happens today, and then comma, and then something that will happen in the future. Okay. So we have here a few more examples. So the first column is this will happen in the future. So meaning to say these are the result, since it will still happen in the future. And then the second column is if this happens today. So since it will happen in the present, then that will be your condition. Let's try to combine the words here together. Okay, using for the first one, we'll use the result plus condition pattern, and then for the second one, we'll use the condition plus comma plus result pattern. So I will get good grades if, and then the condition is if I study hard. So all you need to do is put if here in the middle and then move erase this period. So that will look like this. I will get good grades if I study hard. So all you did is put the word if and then get rid of the period. And then the second example is the teacher will show a video. We study hard. So for this one, we'll put the we study hard. We put if first because of course it's a condition. We put the if we study hard and then we put comma and then we change this letter, the T, into a smaller case or in lower case. So we will say if we study hard, comma, the teacher will show a video and then that will look like this. Okay, so always remember that if the statement starts with the word if, always put a comma before the result. Okay, so that ends discussion for grammar this week. I do hope that you enjoyed and thank you very much for learning with me.